Prepare your ears, humans. Happy, sad, confused begins now.
Cillian, shall we have a chat?
Yeah.
We're here. We have microphones, there are cameras. We should promote your wonderful movie. Congratulations on Steve.
Thanks, man. Thank you.
Fourth time on the podcast, by the way.
Is it?
So I feel really honored because, you know, this is not any actor's favorite thing to do the long form, but you're a scholar and gentleman. Thank you for doing it, man.
I always enjoy our chats.
Thank you, man. I'll try to keep the streak running.
Yeah.
I will say, once you do the fifth one, I give them a free hat.
A free hat?
Yeah.
I have a big head, so
I'll get your size, your measurements after this. So we're, for context, we're at the Toronto Film Festival. Your film premiered yesterday. I was privileged enough to be there. Look, I mean, this is a special one. This is a labor of love. They all are. But do you feel nerves at something like this at this point?
100%. Yeah, I get very nervous at them. But you know, I've always said this. I think that like a film isn't finished until an audience sees it.
Yeah.
And preferably in a theater in a dark space. And
yeah.
And I love Tiff. I think that the audiences here are real film fans, and they really come out. And it's a beautiful old theater, and you could feel it in the room. It felt good in the room.
Yeah. What did you learn about your movie for the first time from the audience?
Well, we never had those. We could never have those laughs because we'd never played it in a room like that. So it was amazing to hear those laughs in places that you think you were like, oh shit, I didn't know that was going to happen, and that played because we're tackling a lot of kind of big stuff in there, but it's also. Hopefully there's some levity in there, and I think it felt like it played well.
No, for something like this, those breaks are kind of integral to kind of break the tension a little bit.
Yeah.
I was looking back, I think, and maybe we've talked about this, was your first film festival, was it Cannes for Disco Pigs? Was that like your first festival experience?
I don't know if Disco Pigs went to Cannes. I think my first film festival experience, Disco Pigs went to Berlin.
That's what it was, okay.
So I think I went to Berlin with Disco Pigs.
That must have been in like a moment.
Yeah, like that. I was so young then, and it was amazing. The film played great there, and I remember just like meeting loads of people, and it was very kind of for a young actor just to meet loads of other actors and directors. I hadn't really had the environment to do that before. I never experienced it. So yeah, that was like oh my goodness, that's like
26 years, I think, right? Like 99.
Yeah.
Let's not age ourselves. We've both been doing this a minute. We're basically the same age, so I can say that. So, yeah, no, I also love, I've been doing the film festival thing a while, and I also love that sometimes it bears fruit even. Like I was talking to like Paul Mescal and Jesse Buckley, who have this amazing new film, Hamnet.
Yes, I hear it's amazing.
And I know you're a Jesse fan. We've talked about Jesse before, and I'm sure you're a Paul fan as well. But like I think Chloe Zhao like met them at Telluride, and like these things can happen, like where you're like in a community and you get a chance to actually cross paths with people.
Yeah, it's very rare, you know, particularly for actors, because you know when you're not working. Well, I spend long chunks of time not working, and I don't see anybody aside from my family. You know, I'm at home.
They're not going to cast you in anything.
I never get a
not
job.
Not one role.
No.
What use are they up to you?
I mean, I wash the dishes, but. You know, so when you get to these festivals, you do get to meet people, and it's really lovely, and you get to have chats, and you never get to see any films really, which is disappointing. Right. But to be having conversations is wonderful. Yeah.
So okay, before we dive into Steve, can we just catch up for a second, because the last time we were talking was on the crazy Oppenheimer train. What an amazing run that was. Yeah. And I mean, if you'll indulge me for a second, just like. That night, you win the Oscar. Yeah. How were you feeling when, because there had been so much build up to that moment. Yeah. And there was talk, it was like probably going to be you if you believe the pundits, but maybe it was going to be Paul, who knew. Like, what were you feeling in that moment?
I have kind of sort of not great recall from that particular evening, other than really warm feeling, like an overwhelming feeling of kind of gratitude and sort of. I don't know, absolute complete shock, you know? Yeah. Because no matter what has been going on for months, you don't ever think about it. You can't let yourself think about it. And whatever people might think, or like there is no sense of competitiveness. Like myself and Paul Giamatti were like so close. I think he's an extraordinary actor. And, you know, like it's not like that, you know? Right. But you just, Seamus Heaney like won the Nobel Prize, and I'm not in any way making equivalence between myself and Seamus Heaney, but he described after it like as being sort of like a very benign avalanche, and that's I thought that's the most poetic description of it I can think of. You know?
And my sense from knowing you as well as I do is like life probably didn't change. Like, I mean, you went back to your family, you went back to your real life.
No, it didn't. Other than there's this residue of like, holy shit, that was
crazy.
That actually, and again, that sense of gratitude and overwhelm, and kind of a real sense of kinship with the cast, all the huge cast of Oppenheimer, and with Chris and with Emma, and a real, just this real strong bond.
Yeah.
But inevitably you move on, and you go back and you start working again, and the whole like insecurity, so all that shit just creeps back in. It's like normal. You can't work unless it does,
Well, that's what I was going to say, is like the irony, like you would think from a lot of people from the outside in think like, okay, you got all the awards, you got everything, you're top of the mountain. It starts all day one on a set. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
And anybody you talk to, anybody that I've talked to, my heroes, the greats, they're all like, you start over, you go, how did this happen?
Yeah.
I'm going to get found out. Well, it just continues in a cycle.
Yeah. The actor I talk about most, who's on the pod a few times, Gary Oldman, like the most insecure actor, like all the rest of you. It's just like he's the best of the best, and yet if Gary Oldman feels that way, what hope is there for any of us?
It has to be that way, I think. And this is another quote. I can't remember who said this, but someone said that your insecurity is your security, because if you don't have that, then
you're lazy and
you're cruising. And
I think it does speak volumes to the kind of stuff you've been doing the last couple of years. Like, I mean, to look at the people you've been working with, and you really kind of like double down on your friends and collaborators you've worked with in the past, whether it is the Peaky Blinders gang, whether it's Tim, who directed both Small Things Like These and this, and who also obviously worked with on Peaky, Alex Garland and Danny Boyle, working with them, starting to work with them. I mean, was there a plan, or was it sort of like, I know we've talked before about the importance of like trust and collaborators and the benefits of kind of reestablishing those relationships, but I mean, I'm sure you've had a lot of opportunity, as you always have, even more so in recent years. Like, talk to me a little bit about why you've made the choices you've made the last couple of years.
I don't know. It's the way I'm wired. Yeah. I've like it's a tricky thing, kind of going on set and being entirely vulnerable and entirely trying to feel entirely like completely protected to the point where you can just be, completely exposed, I suppose.
Take risks and just know you're going to be
emotionally and creatively. And when you're doing that with people that you worked with for a long, long time, that's a given.
Right. And
you feel protected, and you can. And for me, you go straight to the work, and that's just how the pattern that's evolved for me in the way that I work. I'm like a serial recollaborator, and it keeps happening, and I keep going back, and I feel like the work improves and gets better. And so that's just the way I'm wired. So, like, we finished Small Things Like These, and it was such a great experience making the film, and we felt like we wanted to keep that team close, and then find some new material. And so we did very quickly find this script, and we moved on, trying to keep the same energy, the same atmosphere, and the same sort of... people call it a smaller film, but I think it's a huge film thematically.
Sure.
But, whatever, in terms of budget, I suppose it's working within the same parameters.
So let's educate the folks a little bit about this. This is Steve. It's going to be in some theaters. It's also going to be on Netflix very soon for the world to see. It's a great piece of work. It worked for me. It's based on a novella, as I understand it. A little bit of a change of perspective. It's from Shai's perspective in the novel, as far as I understand it. But you are a teacher dealing with some students that are, like been dealt some tough blows and like maybe, not given the love and attention by the rest of the world they deserve. And these teachers that are just trying their damn best to take care of themselves and these students. What resonated with you about this work? Was it from a character perspective did you key in, or story-wise? Like, what was the thing for you?
Well, like, as we've just discussed, like Max Porter, we made a play together about, which was an adaptation of one of his first novel, which was called Grief is the Thing with Feathers. Then we made a short film together for the Manchester International Film Festival. And then we were looking around for something else. And I had read that novel before it came out. Like, I'd read a proof of it, and I thought, well, that's unfilmable. You can't do that.
Right.
And then we came back to it, and he said, well, how about if I spin it on its axis? And it's basically, it's not an adaptation of the novel. It's an expansion of the world of the novel,
right.
If you know what I mean.
Yep.
So that character appears in it for like two lines or 2 words.
Oh, no kidding.
In the novel. And then Max just reorientated it and told the story through kind of Steve's eyes, but also telling Shai's story. So you have these two kind of overlapping stories.
Yes.
And they're both, it's kind of the worst day that ever happened to anybody in their lives.
Right.
And it's what you just mentioned, like how do you help people? How do you fix people? How can you fix somebody if you're not fixed yourself? And it's all these themes that I'm very interested in. And you know, I'm the father of 2 boys. Max has 3 boys. I am a man, for better or for worse. And then that's the perspective of a story you have to tell.
Yeah.
And so, and also he's a genius writer.
Yeah.
Like a genius writer. So that's how it happened. And it happened really quickly, like small things. We had the idea, we commissioned Max wrote the script. I think it was like in about 6 weeks. Came back, brought it to Netflix says yeah. So it was very fast. Next thing we were on set making it, and I knew Tim would be the right director for it.
Right. You also bring along Jay, who I hadn't seen before, but I guess you had just worked with on the Peaky Blinders film.
Peaky happened after that.
After. Okay, got it.
Yeah. But then we got Emily Watson, who was on Small Things Like These, and then we cast all these amazing young actors. And a wonderful thing happened is that we were shooting in one location, basically.
Yeah.
So this hadn't happened to me since I worked with Ken Loach, but we shot the whole thing in sequence, in order, chronologically, which was...
What a gift for you.
Absolute gift.
Yeah. Talk to me a little bit about, we've talked about your background. I would imagine you're talking about this a bit, but like you come from a family of teachers.
Yeah.
There must be a fascinating connection point for you. I don't know if your family members have seen this film or not, but like, you know, we all put our parents on a pedestal. Maybe we understand or don't understand what they do, but has this given you a little bit greater insight into, I don't know, their lives, their work over the years?
It really has, I have to say. And so my mum and dad are like both retired teachers.
Right.
And then my grandfather was a headmaster of a school, like a primary school. And then many of my own aunts and uncles are teachers. And then when I was in school, you know, I would come home and my parents would give me extra lessons and great. So I got all the education I can.
Like, I'm good.
I had an awful lot of it.
I don't need the bonus materials, guys.
Well, there was really no choice. And the kind of, when I look back at it now, they were both teaching, and then they would come home, and then they would be teaching in front of like 35, you know, teenagers or whatever. They would come home and deal with their own teenagers, and then get up and do it all over again. And it's a very, very intense, demanding job, and it's so bloody important.
Yeah.
You know, and I suppose then I was also, so I would come home from school and live in the aftermath of what it meant to be a teacher. Do you know what I mean? And how tired they would be, but how they kept that passion for it. And then I would also then go to school and be like the little shithead in school, messing and causing trouble. So that kind of had it all. But then, you know, I also had a really excellent teacher in school.
Yeah.
Who was my English teacher, who gave me a brilliant insight into literature and theatre, and very much encouraged me towards music and towards acting. And so I kind of feel like I had every angle covered. Yes. Just through my life growing up. And it's not the first time I played a teacher, but this was very much and a kind of an extreme version of it, because these schools do exist, and they are under threat. But like the story is set in the 90s, and I think what's interesting about it is that the problems that these kids have, I mean, they're kind of perennial. It's not just the fact that
over. Yeah,
like,
if anything,
social media and phones have exacerbated it and made it more acute, I think. But it still went on in the 90s. So it was nice to kind of not have to write in phones and texting and social and all of that stuff, but just to make it about just real pain that these kids endure. You know?
It's also fascinating doing the math on the timeline. Again, we're about the same age. Like you're probably about the same age as these kids in this film.
As I was in '96.
Yeah,
I was. Yeah.
So do you connect with any of these characters in particular? Which of these ne'er-do-wells do you feel like you were closest to?
I mean, I not particularly like directly, but that passion for music. I was obsessed and consumed by music at that age. It's all I wanted to do, and it was the only thing. It spoke to me like it felt the most important thing in my life, and I think
there's nothing like the passion of like a 16-year-old. Like you're never going to be as obsessed with something as you were at that age.
No, and that forms you, and those tastes that you form at that age remain with you your whole life. And I think Shai's obsession with drum and bass. I can identify with that as completely what I had with music. But it's also that sort of like, it's a very, at that point in your life, you are the only thing in the whole universe.
Yes.
That's the way your brain is working. And
my problems are the world's problems.
That's it. Yeah. And it's a very interesting place to be emotionally. And it's very interesting dramatically as well.
Yeah. So set the scene for me. What was your 16-year-old bedroom? What were the posters on the wall? Did you have posters?
Oh, I did. Yeah. I mean, I was just kind of annoying and pretentious, I suppose. And like,
What were they?
Oh, I don't know. I probably had like I did. I had like loads of Beatles and like Led Zeppelin and like with Nail and I posters.
I was going to say, is there a movie with Nail and I?
Or like Apocalypse Now or something like that. Yeah.
Apocalypse Now is the prerequisite for every teenage boy, I think.
Then
it was Pulp Fiction. Then it was, everyone has a generational.
Train Spotting, I think, at one point. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. That worked. That reaped some rewards.
Yeah.
On the music front, this is random, but I just thought of it. Stephen Knight, working with Oasis. Are you an Oasis fan? Do you have an in? Like,
I can't get you tickets.
What? Stephen can't hook you up. No, me tickets. I don't need tickets.
I can't get. Listen, let's not do it now. But I can't.
That's hysterical. So, talk to me a little bit about, like, generally speaking, we talked a little bit about the choices you made in the wake of Oppenheimer. Like, you are producing a lot now, like more small things like these. You're producer on the 28 Years Later films. What are the goals? Like, what are the kind of films that you want to make, whether for yourself or for others right now?
There isn't a distinct set of goals, really. I think it's, again, down to taste. Yeah. This year has been very interesting because I haven't acted at all since December. I've just been producing and in post-production with Steve and with the Peaky film.
Yep.
And then, with the 28 Years Later, I didn't do much in terms of those films because those guys are like, they know what they're doing. But I've really enjoyed it. The acting I adore. It takes a lot out of me personally. Other people doesn't. I'm not that resilient with it. So I really enjoyed the producing. I like putting people together and I like talking about. I love being in the grade. I love being in the edit. I love being in the mix. I love.
What about casting? Do you get in the casting room? Is that weird for you as to be on the other side and auditioning actors?
I do occasionally, like when we get right down to it. Like Tim Meelan's is great at actually. It's impossible now. You have to do the tape thing,
right?
But when
no one gets in a room anymore, sadly.
Well, we when we narrowed it down to like the last, we did get in a room. We did lots of workshop with the actors, and it's a different skill to doing a tape. And like it makes total sense, but it's also it's very disconnecting, that tape thing. But I love it all.
It's a different skill in a way.
It's an entirely different skill, one that I wouldn't be able to master. But you don't have that personal thing like we're having now.
Right. Were you a good auditioner back in the day?
No, it was terrible. I mean,
what was it about? Just getting in your own head? Just that weird? I don't know. As we said, it's not the real thing. It's a different kind of thing.
No, I was terrible because I had terrible. I didn't have very much confidence, so that I couldn't go to. I knew at the back of my head I thought I could do it, but I just didn't. I knew with work I could probably do it.
Right. If you actually hired me, I could do the job. I just can't do this.
That's what every actor feels, though, I think. Yeah. And that's why, maybe this is now that I'm just thinking out loud, but that's why if you find a champion, like I did with Enda Walsh, who like cast me and then continued to cast me, you know, and then could see the work, and he wasn't judging on an audition. So I think if you're lucky enough to find an early champion who could see beyond that tiny kind of the germ of something to the potential of something,
because that's what it is. You're seeing in the audition room like just like a hint of what that could blossom into.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Do you remember the last time you had to audition? I would imagine it's over for you now, thankfully.
Thank fuck, yeah. I don't recall. I probably have PTSD about all of them.
Yeah.
So
were you a guy that like brought in props? Did you go all out?
No, I found it very hard to get into the zone in the room.
I know you said you didn't like feel like at least that you contributed a lot to the 28 Years Later films yet, but I do want to mention, because last time we couldn't really talk about it, just to say, first of all, I loved what Danny and Alex.
So good.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
I'm sad that Jodie, you're not going to get to mix it up with spoiler warning. I mean, she's amazing in it.
Amazing, yeah.
But like, what was your, I don't know, did you feel like you had a creative contribution, or did you kind of just like hang back once they locked in the script and say like, you have my blessing, go for it?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. I mean, what I love about the film, I love the way it's so Danny, it's so punk.
Yeah.
It's quite avant-garde in an amazing way. It's very bold. I thought Alex's writing was sensational in terms of how they, you know, everyone talks about world building or whatever, but they actually did that in a way that makes total sense. But it's driven by the performances.
Yes.
It's completely driven by all the performances, and I think the performances in it are
the kid Alfie and
incredible.
Rafe. I mean, not that we're surprised at Rafe
Jack
at this
O'Connell.
point.
Like, wait you see Jack O'Connell in the second movie as well. Like the whole thing, it's all driven by performances and writing and direction, and that's what the original one hopefully was that as well. And I think it's just for us, it's so heartening that movie still gets talked about, and it's stuck around after all these years. You know?
I don't think it's spoiling anything, because Danny's talked to me on camera and many people that you appear in a limited way, I think, in the second one. So you've shot some stuff.
Yeah.
What was it like to finally, I guess it was for Nia DaCosta, the director.
Yes, it was wonderful, yeah.
What was it like to finally play Jim again after all these years? Was Danny on set as well? Like, give me a little sense without revealing what happened.
No, it's Nia's. This is Nia's movie.
Yeah.
Danny produced it with, but she was amazing. I mean, I was only on it for a brief period, but yeah, it was quite emotional to go back and to think how bloody long ago it was, and you know, and also just like I said, the fact that the film still seems to have retained some relevance, or some sort of people enjoy it still. You know.
Are we close to a green light on the third? Because apparently you get a lot more to chew on.
I'm not going to get drawn into that.
Okay. I'm just trying to will it into existence.
Listen, if everyone goes and sees the second one, then we're in good shape.
Okay, we're a few months away from that one.
Yeah.
In terms of like how you are received by folks out in the wild in Toronto or wherever you are, is it different since Oppenheimer? Is it an equal number of Tommy Shelby fans and Oppenheimer people? Like, what do people want to talk to you about lately?
I guess it depends on the person. All of the above, I think. It feels like there's a lot of anticipation for the Peaky Blinders film. It feels like that another thing that, I suppose, because people keep watching and keep going back to it.
Yeah.
You know, that's the nature of streamers now, isn't it? That it never disappears into the background. These things are always there. So it seems like there's a lot of anticipation by that, and Oppenheimer touched an awful lot of people, and like we could never have anticipated the reach that movie had. And so I love to talk about them, but so it's a mix, I suppose.
Does it feel like you've shot obviously the Peaky film? Is that a beginning or an end for Tommy? What did it feel different doing a film as opposed to the TV? The TV always had amazing cinematic qualities, obviously, but do you feel like you had more license to go bigger, whatever that means for this film?
Yeah, we're very keen to make it a cinematic experience, and that is really what we wanted to do. And Tom Harper, the director, did an amazing job. I think it looks fantastic, and I think I had my sort of fan goggles or hat or whatever on the whole time, because I really feel like, you know, the fan base for Peaky is incredibly loyal, and people are so devoted to it. I really wanted it to be satisfactory for the fans.
You must be, I know you got to be tight with Matt Damon, who you were a fan of before you worked with. little passing of the torch. He gets his time to be front and center. You know what it's like to be a leading man for Chris Nolan.
I mean, I cannot wait for that.
Have you talked to him since he kind of got a chance to do this, or when he got the role? Is there a conversation about that? Or
no, I mean, he's Matt Damon.
He's okay. He doesn't need my validation.
He's just fine. And they've worked together as well. That's another established relationship, and that's the third movie now they've made together, I think. Yep. And so it's just so unbelievably exciting. And I don't know, there is no director in the world I can think of who you think could wrestle that book into a movie, except for Chris.
Totally.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, Emily, your buddy, Emily Blunt, is sprinkling her magic dust on Dwayne Johnson next. So maybe he's the next one that gets an Oscar from working with Emily Blunt.
I hear that's a very exciting film.
I'm seeing it in a couple of days. I can't wait.
Great.
It's going to be amazing. What about this? I'm throwing random stuff at you. Like I mentioned Stephen Knight. We talked about Bond.
Oh, yeah.
He's writing Bond.
So he is, yeah.
Have you talked to him about that? I know you told me you feel like you're past your Bond days.
Oh, I think so.
That being said, other great roles in a Bond film.
Look, I think that's a wonderful team.
Denis Villeneuve, come on.
And Stephen Knight. I mean, they're both at the top of their game. I think it'll be very exciting.
Yeah.
So
maybe folks have also mentioned this. This might be more of a fan casting thing, but like this whole Voldemort, Harry Potter thing.
Yeah.
Is there anything to that?
No. I mean, genuine. I mean, my kids show me it occasionally, but like, I don't know anything about that.
Okay.
I mean, also, it's just really hard to follow anything Ralph Fiennes does.
This is true.
The man is an absolute acting legend. So good luck to whoever is going to fill those.
And you'd have to lose your beautiful nose for like 8 years or something.
I'm very attached.
We all are.
Yeah.
But yeah, we mentioned earlier. I mentioned Jesse Buckley, who you said you were a fan of before.
Yeah.
Like, so I mean, I don't know how plugged into you are in this film festival season or something, but like, are there films or people that you have your eye on that you're excited to see that you're just hearing about right now, or not really?
Just bumped into Paul Greengrass there. I'm very excited.
I saw that one. It's good.
Yeah. I mean, he
makes great movies.
He makes amazing movies. I'm really looking forward to seeing that. It's a great cast. He's such a great filmmaker.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see that.
Excellent. All right, I'm going to wrap up with our, you've done this before. I'm going to this is the price of doing the podcast 4 times. You answer some profoundly random questions for me.
Oh, God.
I know.
Okay.
The rest of it was fine. Now this is the pain.
I forgot about this part.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think I've asked you most of these. Are you a dog or cat person?
We have both.
Okay.
Yeah.
Equal opportunity. Do you collect anything?
Vinyl, I suppose. Yeah.
Okay. Were you ever a video game person? Favorite video game of all time?
Not really.
Back to your youth? No Pac-Man, nothing?
Not really, no.
Okay.
No.
Okay. This is the most controversial one. Dakota Johnson asked me this. I ask everybody. Would you rather have a mouthful of bees or one bee in your butt?
Jesus.
Don't blame me. Blame Dakota Johnson.
I suppose if I had a mouthful of bees, I wouldn't have to answer the question. Right?
You wouldn't have to. It's like a circular thing. Then you wouldn't have to answer my stupid questions.
Said it would be the end of the interview, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Smart man.
Yeah.
Wallpaper on your phone, is it still black? You told me that way back.
Yeah, it's still black.
We love that.
It's still black.
We love that. We encourage that.
Yeah.
Last actor you were mistaken for?
It doesn't really happen.
Doesn't happen. Now you're Cillian Murphy.
Well,
do less people mangle your name now thanks to the Oscar? Has the percentage gone down?
I get a bit of mangling, but it's not so bad. Like I don't mind. I've explained this before. There's no C in the Irish alphabet, so that's why.
Okay.
There's no K in the Irish alphabet, so we use a C.
Got it. You did answer this once before. Let's see if it's the same answer. Worst note a director has ever given you?
Oh God, what did I say before? I don't want to do that again. Whatever I said before, say it again.
You said a director once asked, "Am I a good director?"
Oh Jesus, yeah.
Remember that one?
That's pretty bad.
Yeah. Who's the actor currently that makes you happy? You see them on screen, puts you in a good mood.
Oh, that kid Cooper Hoffman is really, really good.
He's good.
He's really, really good. Who else? Who else?
Did you ever work with Phil? No, Phil Hoffman?
No. I mean, one of my heroes.
Everybody, every actor worth a strike, obsessed.
One of my absolute heroes.
What's your favorite Phil Hoffman performance film?
Ooh. It was funny, when I was coming over on the plane, my son was watching Talented Mr. Ripley.
Great one.
So I was like reading my book, but like watching the movie with the sound off.
Yeah.
And then Phil Seymour Hoffman popped up,
yeah.
and he's just, in everything, every single thing.
Everything.
I mean, even those little sort of cameo-ish roles.
Oh yeah, Punch Drunk Love.
Punch Drunk Love. I mean, he was like phenomenal.
Yeah.
But anyway, Cooper I think is pretty amazing.
Movie that makes you sad?
Movie that makes me sad. What made me cry? There was something that. Fuck. What was it? I can't remember.
It's okay. It's all good.
Good.
And are any foods lately that make you confused?
What did I say the last time?
I don't want to give you hints. I know the answer, but
I don't. Okay, here's one for you. Why do Americans put cinnamon on everything? I mean, I know I'm in Canada. It's just
too much. A little cinnamon, though? No.
I ordered some oatmeal, and it was just tasted of cinnamon.
Yeah, the little cinnamon's powerful, so a little goes a long way.
Yeah, but I didn't ask for it.
Don't get angry at me. You're screaming. Okay, cinnamon, for the record. Most importantly, Steve.
Yeah.
Let's spread the good word one more time. Theaters, September 19th, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay, see it if you can in a cinema. I mean, it's always great to do that.
Yes, please.
And it played with a crowd for me, and it's a beautiful piece of work. And then a gajillion people can see this on Netflix. That's one of the beauties of Netflix.
On 3rd of October.
October 3rd.
Yeah.
Congratulations, man. I really appreciate the time always.
Thanks, man.
And a hat next time coming your way.
Okay, can't wait.
Something to look forward to. Thanks, buddy.
Nice one, Josh.
Thanks, man.
And so ends another edition of Happy, Sad, Confused. Remember to review, rate, and subscribe to this show on iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts. I'm a big podcast person. I'm Daisy Ridley, and I definitely wasn't pressured to do this by Josh.